How's it going?
I come in clear?
Certainly are.
Okay.
How we doing? There we go. Okay, so my son has got impeccable timing.
I didn't know mine would be working. I had to reset my computer again.
Okay, I think we're live. I think people are here. Hollywood guys here.
Yeah, they're...
Last's here. Service guys here. Excellent. Do apologise for the delay. You probably can't hear me because my mic's all the way over there. Right. Let's bring stream up here. Hope everybody's doing well. Hot dog, I am so sorry for the wait. I do apologise. My mouse is not working because it's not plugged in. So, how's everyone doing? Takes the nose here. We hear you. Excellent. Excellent. It's good to know that the mic's working. There we go. That's working. All right. So, let's switch back over there so that we can get some games going. Get some games going. Get some chat going.
You weren't even really that late.
No, I was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. My son woke up at like 10 to 9. I was like, 10 minutes before the stream. And yeah, my wife's seeing to the other two children, so I had no choice but to help get him back to sleep. So apologies for the wait.
We figured you just popped out real quick to grab some more room temperature gin.
No, I'm on the definitely cold beer tonight. There we go. How are we doing? How are you doing? Bring up my chat here so I can see who we've got. Let's get a match created. Thank you, Jumpy. Appreciated. Dark Voice is here. Nice to see you. How you doing? Hot Dog's doing okay. Hollywood guys here. Hello. Last here. Hello again. I think I've already said hello. Right. Okay. Private team. To be fair, I think I have been later when I've had problems with Streamlabs. That's going to annoy me. Even service guys cracking bad jokes over here. It's not the one about it was Krogan, is it? Who's playing then? Who we got? Who's joining us this evening? I've been getting about 15 minutes.
Do you know what Samara uses to get around the Citadel?
Oh, here we go. No, I don't know what Samara uses to get around the Citadel. Just the car. Just the car.
That was terrible.
It was terrible.
I apologize.
There we go. Okay, so 2 invites have gone. Once Curtis and Cerberus Dry joins, then we'll open the last one up for public, and then it takes the nose come to join us in about 15 minutes. And then we will get started.
So we're going to have a...
Okay.
Who shall I be?
What was that?
Oh yeah, I haven't been Edie for a while. Let's be Edie. Fab Curtis is here.
Okay.
That's public.
Okay. And just checking I'm still on the thing here.
Weapons. Yeah, happy with those weapons. Right, I'm good.
Okay.
I thought Harbinger, the Elusive Man, and the Collector was just guess fake. I should imagine they are.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Curtis.
Yeah, I can hear you, Curtis.
Okay. Just don't hear
Alrighty.
anybody talking.
Have we played Silver? Yeah.
Are you still there, Tim? I can't hear you.
Oh no. Yeah, I'm
See
still
him talking, but I don't hear him.
Yeah, Tim, I think you have audio issues.
Oh, damn it. Just come out of the. You hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, Tim.
Ah, wonderful.
Can't hear him, no.
Dark Voice, yeah, yes, we're slowly working our way up to Gold and Platinum. If you've never seen me play before, then you'll probably know why we only play at Silver. Oh, yep, see. There we go.
So whose show's gonna be this tonight?
I'm ready to repeat last week and carry the entire team if I need to.
Should we rename it the Cerberus Guy stream, I think?
Well, I might be an Asari, but she's got broad shoulders.
Can anybody see? I can't see the Discord at the minute. Can anybody see the Discord?
I can switch to it on my phone. What are you looking for?
I just want to see if the bot thing worked. I've been trying to set up.
I'll check real quick in between matches or in between waves.
I do quite like this weapon.
Is that the one you were complaining about last week?
Probably.
Or is it something different? the Argus?
No, it's the M99 Saber. That one shot, but it's actually quite powerful.
Oh yeah, it makes such a nice sound when it fires too.
Enemy is regrouping. Time to reload.
I think I have that one yet.
Our signal boosters.
It's a black gun. It's pretty rare. I think mine's even only level 1 or 2.
Devices and get 'em going.
So, how is the chat doing this evening? Or this afternoon, or this morning, depending on where you are in the world?
I didn't see a notification from the bot, Tim.
Oh, I know why. I know why. It's because I've not put my Discord into stream mode, I think.
Ah.
Stay on it.
use Stream Elements and OBS, or both, or just one of them?
Just Streamlabs.
I've been trying to get mine to work.
Targets are a go. Nice job.
Do you have 2 monitors, Tim, on yours, or
I do, yeah, but I'm
using? I hear you gotta have 2 monitors to run it.
No, if you have a phone, one monitor and a phone works just as well, as long as you can see your phone.
Yeah, that's what I'm using now. I'm using the phone to chat. So.
I mean, the second monitor is obviously really nice, but as long as you have a half-assed phone, you're fine.
Okay.
Mission accomplished.
I was trying to figure out how to
Stay alert.
use that Streamlabs as well and in a game at the same time, but I can't see the chat when I'm doing it, so I guess there's no other way to do it. So,
I mean, you can get a decent monitor for not too expensive, but yeah, a tablet or a phone, as long as you get somewhere to like put it, like, I keep my phone just on my desk right beside my mouse hand, and it's fine.
he's. But the jump ropes don't like me for some reason.
nice.
Hi. I was testing things out before I tried to do it live. I tried recording it first and see what it does. It wasn't running slow too. I don't know why.
Are you all tabbing a lot?
No, it's just me and just PC.
Member has flatlined.
No, I know, but when you're using your OBS or whatever, are you all tabbing a lot?
I do
Like
sometimes,
minimizing the game.
I try to do that.
March, team.
Because I know if you minimize the game a bunch, that can make it chug a little bit.
Okay.
Here they come.
So we don't really have a conversation for conversation starter for this week. So what did you guys like to talk about?
Well, we were chatting in Discord about how Kai Lang is misunderstood.
Is he though? Because, I mean, granted, the wikis aren't always the greatest place for reliable information. But according to his service history, the bar brawl thing was a kind of a straw that broke the camel's back sort of thing, rather than it being a one-time incident.
Cover it and get it to an upload location.
Oh no, he did a bunch of sketchy things. I mean, no one's denying that. I'm just saying that, I mean, I don't know about you, but if a Krogan was coming at me, drunk or not, I mean, all bets would be off. I mean, the Krogan weighs 3 or 4 or 5 times more than I do.
I'll be there a second, guys. The battery hit on me. It's Friday the 13th or something.
Here's a question: what non-romanceable character would you romance? question.
Does it count if I say Shiala? Because I always got the way she talks to you in Mass Effect 2 made me think that maybe originally she was going to be romanceable, and then for one reason or another she wasn't.
I kind of got that impression that she was supposed to be a romance option.
Because, I mean, once you do that little side quest on Ilium, she comes and she's like, well, maybe after you're done doing whatever it is you do, we can get together and do something. And then she, like, rubs your cheek. I'm like, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but that seemed like maybe, like, a bit more than friendship.
Our Dark Voice would go with Kasumi.
That count with all.
I think
Andromeda too?
Kasumi would be quite an interesting date.
You'd only be able to do it if Jacob was dead, though.
Mission accomplished.
Have you ever heard the dialogue if you play as a femshep and romance Jacob, how mad she gets at you for doing it?
Enemy force approaching. Acknowledged.
Yeah, Ammo. Sure, there's one up here. I know there's one over here somewhere.
What about Conrad?
Conrad would,
Team member is hurt.
yeah, I think he would do anything to date Shepard.
Well, I mean, if your Shepard does a little bit of detective work, you can find out he doesn't actually have a wife.
Squad member needs help.
Although I suppose it's possible for him and Jenna to get together, depending on how you play through the trilogy.
Yeah, I quite like them getting together, to be fair. Romance and Rex
I
seems
know
dangerous.
Squad member down.
Blimey.
It's like another video for Cerberus guy to make tonight.
We'll see what happens. I'm gonna go buy peas here as soon as we're done.
Member has flatlined.
Super exciting stuff.
Fine work, team. Stay alert. Enemy is
Yeah, I know Conrad's a huge dork, but I always kind of liked him. I mean, I don't know if people necessarily hate him, but it's amazing how many videos there are on YouTube of people finding interesting and hilarious ways to kill him.
I quite liked him. He comes across as one of those kind of harmless kind of guys that.
I mean, then again, Conrad comes across as harmless, but if you told me he had lampshades made of skin in his apartment, I would kind of also believe that too.
But yeah, when you see him in Mass Effect 2 and he's wearing that N7 armor that turns out to be just like a replica cardboard cutout version. Ow.
No. That's just rude. Just stepped on me, man.
Blastoid isn't he?
How are you now, Silver Sky?
Oh, if I'd known the Atlas was by itself, I wouldn't have wasted a missile. I thought there was still a bunch of guys.
Enemies approaching.
I mean, that said, speaking of Conrad's fake armor, am I the only person who, like, one of my favorite things in Mass Effect 2 is yelling, especially if you're a renegade, yelling and threatening the Asari who tricked him into thinking that bar was a drug den?
It's been so long since I played the Renegade. The last run that I did was Paragon.
Squad member down. Team member is hurt.
If you don't talk to him enough, he get himself killed. If you tell him to get...
Ah,
Has flatlined.
Damn, I was 2 steps away from you, Tim.
Ah, never mind. Give me a chance to catch up
Do
on
you
the...
ever bring
checks.
Metagel, by the way?
No. Keep forgetting to get some boxes, some equipment boxes. Hollywood guy would like to have seen a DLC with Hackett to rescue Kenson. Do you mean like play as Hackett?
Squad member down.
played female with Shepard and romance Jacob, and then I dumped him. He got mad after that.
I swear Phantom Swords can magnetically attract you.
Do you think no, Dark Voice doesn't... Oh, I love Renegade Dark Voice. I mean, some of the lines can get a bit like you come across as a complete and utter psycho, and but just generally getting the job done, you know, no matter the consequences.
One more and it's a wrap.
Have you not seen the Renegade versus Paragon Shepard meme then, Tim?
All clear. Good work.
I don't think I have, no.
You're still active. Stay alert.
Well, it's like there's 3 distinct versions of Renegade Shepard, and it's Mass Effect 1 is Dick, Mass Effect 2 is Badass, Mass Effect 3 is worse than Hitler, and then the one stage of Paragon Shepard is you're a grown-up Eagle Scout who's home by 7 p.m. every night and only drinks lukewarm milk because alcohol's bad for you.
Yeah.
Flight records were lost in this area. Find it and bring it back. Outstanding. Get back to the evac zone.
I mean, it's funny, but it's kind of accurate.
Get back to the extraction zone.
It moves so fast, dude.
Good work. Confirmation object has been recovered.
Ow.
Team member offline.
Ah, a bit rude. Shepard teams with Hackett, Skinson, and then Hackett sees the result of her indoctrination.
Hackett kind of believe. He never sees it, but Hackett always did kind of believe, you know.
Yeah. But his hands were kind of tied, weren't they?
To me, the weirdest part of that entire mission is why no matter how much Hackett trusts and believes you, I still find it hard to believe he would ever willingly set foot on a Cerberus ship.
Top march, team. Enemy is still active. Stay
Yeah, but you're the one that's in control of it, aren't you? And he trusts Shepard.
Acknowledged. Move out.
Yeah, but Miranda also has the entire thing bugged, and Edie's there. So, I mean... And what if your Shepard supports Cerberus?
member in trouble.
Yeah, true. The thing is, Renegade usually adds casualties for no reason and doesn't accomplish more. It's true.
I'm here.
It accomplishes making me feel better by yelling at the council.
Keep going.
Oh.
One of my favorite dialogue choices in the game is at the start of the Arrival DLC when Hackett's like, yeah, we have this deep cover operative who's found a Reaper artifact, and you can say, I thought the Alliance ignored or denied the Reaper threat. Why are you even calling me?
Well, I think that was more of a public thing. Oh, I've just been stood on. It's the two of you left. I think that was only a public denial, wasn't it? Because you can go into the archives in Mass Effect 3, and it will say this is a fragment from the Geth War, and then it goes, oh, Spectre status recognised, and then all the data changes from the Geth ship to the Reaper ship, so they just kind of hid it away.
Well, I mean, that's kind of true, but then I would argue that and say the other side of that coin is look at how Anderson acts in Mass Effect 2. Because you go see him and he's all like, oh, if you ever need a door to come in or if you ever want to talk, I'm here. Well, I mean, like, what does he really do? He just says, yeah, well, you know, blah, blah, blah. I guess I agree with you, but then he won't tell you anything. Like, he'd be like, oh, well, what about Caden or Ashley? He's like, well, I can't say anything, not while you're working with Cerberus. And then after you do Horizon, you go back and confront him, and he's like, yeah, well, I still wouldn't have told you anything because you're working with Cerberus. I'm like, oh, so you're actually not going to help me at all then, right? I mean, for me anyway, I know a lot of people like him, but Anderson has a bad habit of... Everyone seems to think he's this great guy, but for me, he never really does anything, and a lot of the things he does do actually hinder you.
Yeah, that's... Yes, that's a fair point.
I mean, that's a whole other soapbox I could get on. Like, I mean, in Mass Effect 1, when he lets his hatred of Saren get the better of him so bad to the point that it basically screws up your mission, and if it wasn't for a lucky break and the Shadow Broker hating Saren and telling Barlavon to give you a bunch of info for free so you could find Tali, you never would have left the Citadel again.
Dark Voice wants some examples.
Of more things Anderson does to screw things up?
Yeah. Takes to Know does say that
His chat?
getting the Normandy off the Citadel was quite vital. And him holding Earth was also crucial, says Dark Voice.
Is chat okay with spoilers for the novels and comics?
We shall see.
mean, I'm looking right now. I just wanted to double check before, if someone was planning on reading the books, I didn't want to ruin Deception or Retribution or any of the Foundation comics or anything like that.
Dark Voice is okay. Hot Dogs was okay with it. Jump is okay with it.
All right, I guess before I get too deep into it, does everyone in chat, is everyone aware of who Paul Grayson is, or should I give everyone a quick rundown if you forget or if you're not sure?
Jumpy says thank you for asking as well. It's appreciated.
So yeah, I'm looking at the chat. I just wanted to give it a few minutes because, like I said, with the Legendary Edition being less than a year old, I'd imagine there's a few people who are looking to maybe find the comics or novels for the first time, even though they're all quite old at this point. Yeah, Paul Grayson. He was the... Do you remember the human biotic Tally talks about that Cerberus attacked the Quarian fleet to get back? That's his daughter. Okay, so Space Ghost says there's a rudimentary knowledge. So basically, in a nutshell, real quick, without rehashing the entire novel, in Retribution, Grayson, the Illusive Man sends Kai Lang to Omega to set a trap with Arya to kill Grayson. And long story short, Grayson ends up getting away. And so then Kai Lang approaches Anderson and Kaylee Sanders and offers him, he's like, I got a ship, I know where Grayson's going, blah blah blah, I have weapons, I have Metagel, I have all this stuff, we have to go get him before he gets to Grissom Academy. And so Anderson and Sanders tentatively agree, but then they betray Lang and knock him out and tie him up, and then they go to try to save Grayson. Sanders has a soft spot for Grayson, and long story short, a bunch of nonsense happens, and Anderson on that mission ends up betraying Kai Lang twice and shoots him in both kneecaps. And if it wasn't for like sheer miracle luck, they did actually manage to end up stopping Grayson, but the Reaper invasion would have been, I mean, Anderson by himself almost cost the lives of everyone at Grissom Academy 2 separate times because he refused to work with Lang, who admittedly did do some bad things, like he killed Arya's daughter, among other things. But at that point, he was more concerned about stopping Grayson, and Anderson couldn't get over the fact that Lang was working with Cerberus. So, again, in a nutshell, David Anderson on 2 separate occasions almost doomed everyone on Grissom Academy because he couldn't get over himself to work for 5 seconds with Lang on accomplish one thing. I'm a Hot Dog asks, why didn't Anderson kill Lang? Long story short, everyone was kind of, after Grayson finally died, everyone was beat to hell. So, and no one was in a position to do anything. So Anderson shot him in both kneecaps so he couldn't get away. But what ended up happening was Lang managed to get up on a rafter, and then even though he couldn't walk, he literally monkey barred, swung himself all the way back to his ship, and then crawled on the ship to get off Grissom Academy to go back to the Illusive Man just before he would have been arrested. Which is pretty impressive, because I don't know if anyone has tried to monkey bars at all as an adult, but it's pretty hard to do. Yeah, like I said, my biggest thing with that novel is Anderson didn't like Lang, but and that's fine. I mean, like I like Lang, but I understand completely why a lot of people hate him, because he does do a lot of bad things. But I'm just saying, in that instance, he offered and was willing to work with Anderson and Sanders to stop Grayson, and Anderson betrayed him 2 times and shot him twice, and because of that, almost screwed themselves and almost lost again. Like I said, everyone on Grissom Academy 2 different times, because he was too prideful to just set aside his ego for 1 second and say, okay, I'll work with you because Grayson's a bigger issue than Cerberus at this point.
I suppose you don't really see any of that in the games, though, do you? You only kind of see the side
No,
that.
you don't. Oh, and another thing there is, Grayson only escaped in the first place because Anderson and Sanders, Lang was going to kill Grayson, but Anderson and Sanders let the Turian government know where a Cerberus base was, and the base ended up getting destroyed. So that's how Anderson even escaped in the first, or not how Grayson escaped in the first place. Yeah, no problem, Space Ghost, anytime. I mean, all that said, I know the games were kind of finite, and you obviously couldn't put everything in them, but I'm surprised they couldn't have found 1 or 2 more little tidbits they could have put in.
Ow.
You're a target. Get back to extraction zone. Object has been recovered. Nice job. Experimental power source lost en route to HQ. Locate the object and bring it back. You got it. Now get back to the extraction zone.
I
However,
mean, Grayson gets mentioned by name a couple times in the 3rd game, and then if you never, like, a lot of people probably didn't even know who he was when you're like, who's this guy?
yeah, there's a couple of things like that, wasn't there? I mean,
Sorry, you were saying, Tim?
I'd say there's a couple of things like that, but I kind of assume that was more just for the people that had read the comics and stuff. Because there's what's his girlfriend's called? Sanders.
Kaylee Sanders,
Kaylee, yeah. So she's got a small part in it, isn't she? But again, if you never read the books and know Anderson's backstory, you're not going to know really who, how important Sanders is to Anderson. Yeah, he mentions that he wants to settle down with her at some point, but again, unless you've read the extra content, then you're not going to really know that it's a massive loss for her when he doesn't make it off the Citadel.
See, I know what you're saying, and if they had made it just like a little side thing, like you found a data pad here and there, like that kind of thing, that would have been one thing, but like it confused me because like Anderson after the coup attempt mentions Grayson once or twice, and then when you're on Chronos Station at the end of the game, right before you go through the last door up to where the Elusive Man's room is, that last console, has like a 5-minute conversation where the Elusive Man's doing nothing but talking about Grayson. And how many people were like, who the hell's this? I don't remember a Paul Grayson. Or Arya's daughter's another thing. That was the central driving force what Lang did to her daughter in 2 books, and it's not even mentioned in the game. It never even comes up that Arya even had a daughter.
No, it doesn't.
Bogeys incoming.
Oh.
Squad member has flatlined.
I didn't see that thing there.
Dark Voice, at the end of Mass Effect 3 when you're on Chronos Station, when you get to the top floor where the Reaper Brain is, right before you go through that last door to go up the ramp to the Elusive Man's room, there's a console on the left that has 3 videos in it, and they all talk about how the Elusive Man's getting his was getting his implants, and he talks about Grayson for 3 or 4 minutes.
Good day.
Member has gone dark.
Oh, is that...
You guys full?
Yes.
I think right now, I think so.
Yeah.
Squad member down.
There's an idea what they could do. They could make a brand new game called The Lost Missions of the Mass Effect.
I wouldn't mind seeing a cut. That's a good idea, Curtis, because I was going to say I wouldn't mind seeing a cutscene of the fight where Kai Lang kicks Anderson's ass, but then lets him live, and then eats all his cereal and peas in his flower pots. I mean, I want to see that in ultra 4K quality.
Stay close to keep it moving. Team member is hurt. Team member has gone dark.
Ah, too busy looking at the chat. Should have used one of my med gels. Yeah, go for it, hot dog. Play some Destiny 2, Lowdown. I think only mentioned as how Grayson was only loyal to his next dose of red sand.
Thank you.
Giovanni! Nice to see you.
Hey, Giovanni.
Just a few meters more.
Are you and Curtis dead?
Yes. It's you and the random guy.
We've got a winner. Good one, team. Team member is hurt.
Yeah, it's going good, thank you very much. Yourself? You doing well?
Top marks, team.
Area secure.
Enemy is still active. Stay alert.
I won't be too long.
Hostile.
No, it takes a now. I'll boot this rando.
No worries. I'm just, well, yeah, whenever it's fine with me, I'm just spying on chat.
Yeah, I've turned the
Playing your castless dwarf?
No, I finished him a while ago. I am still working on the fanfiction I wrote for him.
Another one.
Does he get Nug in your fanfiction?
Sorry?
Does he get a pet Nug like Liliana does in your fanfiction?
No, but I suppose in his canon she did get one. Not sure if the Nug will come into play though.
I don't know, I always thought Schmooples was a cute name.
Have you started a new one?
I honestly still haven't finished the one I started, the Human Noble, but I'll get back to it eventually. I just tend to have a phobia of using human characters in a game where I don't have to be a human.
Here they come.
Got it.
Contact.
Do you have the DLC where you can be a Herlock?
I do, but I haven't played it because I've heard it's rubbish.
I think most of the people who say that just get upset that you kill everyone that they've spent so many hours, like, loving.
I'll have to give it a go then.
I mean, it's certainly not award-winning, but I definitely wouldn't call it bad. I liked it better than Liliana's song.
Yeah, I didn't get very far with that. I kind of just played the opening cutscene and thought this is weird. It just feels weird to have voice dialogue in that in Origins.
Played these guys last night with me and another guy. I did pretty good.
So many grenades.
shoot. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm curious now, when you play as a dwarf, does it change how the section in Orzammar generally goes? I mean, like when you have to pick which Harrowmont or whatever the other guy's name is, which one becomes the new leader?
Well, it definitely makes you kind of, well, as a castless dwarf, it definitely made me favour Balin more, because my character's sister was supposed to be a suitor or someone from Balin's group. So it kind of felt like if I chose Harrowmont, she would hate me or something. So I don't know, I was kind of just the typical good guy in that playthrough, so I sided with Balin.
Balin's the good guy, right? Because one of them, I know, if you don't pick him, he tries a coup attempt. And
That's
is generally
Balin.
not a nice guy. Is that Harrowmont?
No.
No, that's Balin.
That's Balin.
But the good side of Balin is he kind of encourages the dwarves to change their ways and kind of reach out to the surface more. But obviously Harrowmont's very set in his ways, so it's obviously a kind of guy.
If you play the dwarf, you are the middle child. So there's Balin's the youngest, isn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, he kills off your older brother, and then tries to kill off you so that he's next in line.
I've never done the Dwarven Noble story, but that sounds quite cool actually.
So if you...
Are you going to say something, Severus?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, because it's been a while, so I didn't want to get them confused. So if you pick Balin, then he has Harrowmont killed, right? Or is it the other way around?
I'm pretty sure Balin tries to kill Harrowmont, yeah.
Yeah, so if you pick
I remember
Balin,
one of them, if you pick one, the other one tries to start a coup, and if you pick the other one, he has the guy you didn't pick executed. I just can't remember which was which. It's been a little while.
I think Harrowmont does try to have Balin executed, but I think you can convince him otherwise. But then Balin decides to fight anyway or something.
Stay alert. Enemy is regrouping.
Like kind of a glory in battle situation with Balin, even if you choose Harrowmont.
Enemy personnel
Wait,
in the area.
I don't know if I'm thinking that through properly. But basically there's no way of taking Balin alive if you choose Harrowmont.
but if you choose Balin, you can meet up with Harrowmont later, I think. I don't think he gets...
No, I think Balin orders Harrowmont's execution actually. But
sure there's-
Giovanni says you can talk to Harrowmont's cousins, so maybe that's what you're thinking.
maybe.
Get to the target. We're running out of time.
Because I just remembered everywhere else in the game, the decisions have a lot more gray. But I just remember in Orzammar, it had such a cut and dry good and bad guy. It was almost kind of funny.
I just remember the arguments for and against both of them were interesting, but yeah, the outcome was kind of, I do get the outcomes mixed up because I've played through both outcomes, so yeah, I'd listen to Giovanni on understanding the outcome there.
On it. Nice work.
I mean, Orzammar is quite a cool area of the game, though.
think it is, but the
It's
deep
very
roads
long,
really drag
though.
it down.
It is very long, I find.
Yeah, I definitely think the deep roads could have been shorter, but I understand canonically why it has to be long, because deep roads is a large area.
I don't know if this is going to be a weird thing to say, but is it odd that I find the Deep Stalkers incredibly cute, and like I wish you could have one as a pet?
I think I remember you saying that.
Enemies
Stay
neutralized.
alert. Enemy is regrouping.
But yeah, I can see that.
And also the first time when you accidentally stumble across the brood mothers, pure nightmare fuel.
To be fair, Hot Dog, I've never played it, and I've told you I've never played it, so I have no idea what you're talking about. But you seem quite happy telling us about Destiny lore, so I figured why not?
I'm pretty sure Destiny 2 is still free on Steam.
Hey, man, I try to save you.
I think the best thing you should try to do next time, though, is especially if you're starting a new game. Did you know when you first get to Redcliffe, if right after you talk to that guy right when you walk in, right by the bridge, if you immediately turn around and leave, and then you come back later, you just find everyone in the town's just dead. I mean, it's kind of humorous.
Yeah, I found that the hard way once.
Want me to step out, let somebody else come in, Tim, or?
No, we'll just kick out this random guy and then that'll free up a space.
Right.
What's my beverage of choice? It's Carling, lager. Beer, depending on
I thought it was
whereabouts.
room temperature gym.
Okay, so invite sent.
I should be joining now.
What about you, Space Ghost? What's your beverage? Monkey Shoulder. Oh, now that's a nice whiskey. Do like Monkey
You
Shoulder.
know, I don't. Speaking of English beer, I don't know if I'm just an idiot, but for like 20 years I thought Strongbow was English, but I guess it's actually made in Belgium.
Yes, I think it is, isn't it? Scrumpy Jacks is English, I think. That's an English cider. In Destiny
Believe it or not,
2, if
couple
you see an XO with a number on the back of the name, that's how many times they were reset. Okay. Bungie 44 was reset 44 times. There we go. Some top quality Destiny 2 lore for you.
I'll tell him, let you know, I did try something you guys have over there from the old Doctor Who series, those jelly babies.
I
And you
don't.
tried those.
No, I haven't seen
Do you
them.
guys not have something similar?
I think we do, but decided to try those. I ordered them a couple of years ago.
I thought they were quite nice as a kid, and honestly, it makes me sound really British when I say I have a fond memory of watching Doctor Who with my dad while eating them.
I didn't know they were real candy till I looked it up. It's real candy, so.
Yeah, English snacks are pretty big over here. I don't know if you're aware of that, but like the convenience store, even just down the street from my house, has like an entire section that is English confections, and they got the big flag and everything. It's like I said, they're quite popular over here.
Yeah, I've seen people do reviews of our stuff, and I think sometimes though it's still the same brand, but it's not the same. Like it will be like, I don't know. I don't know if it's because I don't know. I guess you guys have Kit Kat anyway, don't you? You've got your own version of Kit Kat.
Well, yeah, we have Kit Kat and all that stuff, but I guess it'll just be slightly different. Like I'm trying to think now. I forget. There's a kind of crisp or potato chip you have in England that's super popular, and all the English YouTubers I talk to make jokes about it, and I can't, for the life of me, remember what it's called.
Is it McCoy's? I mean, there's a lot of brands.
I don't think it was a brand. I think it was a specific flavor, but it might have been a brand too.
Cheese and onion, ready salted, salt and vinegar. I don't know what flavors you guys have. I mean, you could be talking about Doritos, I guess.
Well, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm gonna feel so stupid when I remember what it is, and of course I'll probably remember 5 seconds after the stream ends.
Well, I'm familiar with different snacks and stuff because I go to the cinema quite a lot.
You guys ready?
And I don't know if you've heard of discos, but I really like those.
I love discos.
I'm having an issue on my end. It says waiting for other players.
Well, I turned my thing off because to me you're still red on my screen.
That's really random.
Oh, I'm red, am I? I might try and rejoin the game.
Hollywood Guy's back. I thought you were just hiding in the background there.
Oh, are you guys on the loading screen as well?
I am afraid
I'm
this...
in the game, and I can see you in the game too.
Oh, I'm on a loading screen on mine.
You are slightly floating off the floor as well.
I can see it on stream, but I'm on a loading screen on mine.
Yeah, you're
Prawn
on,
cocktail.
You look like 3 inches off the floor.
Yeah, I kind of like prawn cocktail. I really liked it as a kid, but I don't know. I'm just more of a cheese and onion fan nowadays.
Well, cheese and onion sounds amazing. That's what I was trying to think of, and because yeah, we don't have shrimp flavored crisps or chips over here at all. But I've heard so many people mention them.
I mean, prawn cocktail is quite nice, but I think after a while it gets a bit samey. I also found it interesting. I don't know if you've seen videos where they compare like our brands to your brands or whatever. But comparing the Doritos is quite interesting because we have different flavored like dips and stuff that you can put the Doritos in, and you guys don't do that. I just thought that was really interesting.
Well, we dip chips a lot. It's just Doritos. I guess we never really saw the point because they already got quite a bit of flavor coating them already.
Well, apparently our flavors are quite mild because we intentionally make them mild so you get the dip to put them in. Because we got like some different flavors as well to yours.
Work.
Enemy forces down to 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rejoin.
Stay alert. Enemy is regrouping.
Should be able to just join straight in. Still set to private, so nobody else will come in. This is going to have to be my last game though, because my son is still awake. He's, I don't think he's very well.
Does he have the man flu too?
I think so, yeah. Might have the vid.
Team member is hurt. Team member offline.
Hot Dog recommends in the Andromeda streams to romance Vetra or Gil, because both don't have nudity romance scenes. I shall
The funny thing with
probably take that advice, because yeah, I don't want it to get taken down from YouTube. That's for sure. What was you going to say, Service Guy?
No, I was just going to say, I had mentioned it the other day in the Andromeda stream, but apparently Vetra's romance scene was originally supposed to have nudity, but then I guess at the 11th hour, BioWare got concerned that if people get to see Vetra naked, so many people get upset that you never get to see Garrus naked, that they were like, let's just not include it to keep it fair.
Vetra. Okay, we're going to be romancing Vetra on the stream. We'll be back on Tuesday for that one, for the next Andromeda stream.
Vetra's so sweet and wholesome.
I don't think Giovanni approves of the whole Garrus
Enemies neutralized.
reason.
Well, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Garrus has a lot of fans.
Locate those devices and get them going.
My better half doesn't romance anyone in Mass Effect 1 anymore because she considers it cheating on Garrus.
Dear.
Anyone try to romance Cora? It's kind of hard.
I romance PB because there's no way someone as screwed up as I am deserves anyone as wholesome as Vetra.
It's like Phoebe is always the easier. kill.
I'm gonna give you fair warning, Tim. No spoilers, but if you romance Vetra, you'll eventually get to a scene where she tries to make you dinner, and you legitimately might cry. If you don't, you don't have a soul.
It's been a long time since I've shed a tear. It must have to be
That scene that
very special.
your heart is made of stone. Your heart is made of stone if Vetra doesn't make you cry when she makes you dinner. And I'm sure everyone in the chat who's romanced Vetra before knows exactly what scene I'm talking about.
Sensors tell me only one left.
This is what I was trying to kill a while ago.
Stay alert. Enemy is regrouping.
Dark Voice doesn't have a soul.
I mean, my heart is made of ice and darkness, and romancing that scene with Vetra managed to send tendrils of warmth winding around even mine. So. Like I said, that's why I eventually was like, okay, I'm gonna stick to my drunkest sorry, and I'll just stay with Peepy because Vetra's too sweet.
I think the last game that made me cry was Last of Us.
Was it at the giraffe scene?
No, I mean the more recent one would be in part 2.
Ah,
I kind of knew that. I don't know. Is it too early to say spoilers?
Squad member has flatlined.
I suppose most people should
I
have
think
played it by
best to
now.
ask chat, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
no. That's what I say.
I kind of knew what was coming in that game, so that didn't make me cry. I mean, I think it's because I got spoiled with that one.
It wasn't the event that made me cry, it was after the fact when you're sort of going around the house.
Yeah.
I don't think this counts as a spoiler, but is it weird to say that I found it kind of annoyed me that you had to kill so many dogs in it, because it's almost like they were trying to make you feel bad, but they couldn't do it. They had no way to do it organically, so like, oh wait, let's just have them kill a bunch of dogs. That'll make people sad.
I don't know, I don't think it needed the dogs for me to feel sad.
Squad member has flatlined.
On your feet, 7. Next work.
I actually thought the dogs were quite a clever idea as a game mechanic.
Well, if they did it once or twice, then sure, but doing it every 5 minutes kind of takes away from the emotional impact.
Team member has gone dark.
First playthrough, I didn't read Sarissa's manuals, which stopped me from romancing Cora.
Has gone dark.
Okay, that's good to know.
But yeah, if we're talking about the first Last of Us, it will have probably been the final scene in the hospital. But the giraffe scene was very nice.
Yeah, that was quite nice.
I don't know if I'm just really cynical, but the ending of the first game I saw coming a mile away, and then it happened, and it kind of wasn't as, it didn't really hit me as hard as it would have normally, just because I kind of guessed where it was going.
I think I knew, but it was just because I watched someone else do it, but it didn't make it any less kind of, I don't know, heartbreaking that just Joel was that broken, if you know what I mean?
They're down to 50% capability.
Like to basically massacre that many, you know?
Crack the security.
And then his half-assed attempt to lie to Ellie afterwards.
Well, you know, he doesn't have to be a good liar, does he?
Well, to me, it's just, I think after all they'd been through, like, she'd probably, I know she was a kid, but she probably was mature enough to handle it.
Sticky. Get in and get it done.
I don't know, I really don't think she would have been okay with it.
Well, I don't know if it's just me, but after he does lie to her, the look on her face makes me think that she 100% knows he's lying.
Oh yeah, she definitely is lying.
Yeah, I don't believe that she would have thought, oh, you killed all these people.
We got team member is hurt.
I do understand that Dark Voice, and it is the hardest game I've ever played, but the fact that it had that impact on me is why I love it.
Enemy is regrouping. Time to reload.
I played not The Last of Us, what's the others? It's the zombie game. My brain is absolutely terrible remembering stuff.
Dying Light,
Nope. It was a PlayStation
Left 4
exclusive.
Dead, Dead Island,
Nope.
Dead Rising.
Nope. Oh, the guy
Evil
with
Within.
no guy that was on the motorbike.
Oh, Days Gone.
Days Gone. That's it. Yeah, I played that one first before playing both Last of Us, and they actually kind of could fit in the same universe. They do work quite well together.
I think Last of Us had scarier zombies than Days Gone, but I kind of see where you're going with that.
Yeah, I completely understand why you don't like the ending of the first Last of Us Dark Voice. Like, honestly, like massacring that many, I can imagine somebody not wanting to do that. But
Well, it's like literally the most selfish thing in the world Joel could do.
at the same time, I could understand why he was doing it, because I grew to care about Ellie like he did.
Maybe I would have been more sympathetic if you had known his daughter for longer than 15 seconds. But yeah, I agree with Dark Voice. The ending was, I mean, the ending would have had so much more impact if Ellie did die, so you could potentially cure everyone else.
it was rather sneaky the way that they made you feel like you had a choice at the end of it.
Because I mean, you spend the whole game loving Joel and Ellie, and obviously Ellie dying would have been sad. But at the end of the game, at least for me anyway, I was like, wow, Joel's kind of an ass.
I think the game should have given you a choice, to be honest. Like in that operating table room, just giving you an option.
Sensors tell me only one left.
Well, Last of Us 2 wouldn't have been possible if you sacrificed Ellie, so...
Yeah, but they would have just canonized an ending though, wouldn't they? So they could carry it on.
Which, and honestly, I love the first Last of Us, but to me, I always thought, even when they announced the second one, as much as I loved the first one, I was like, I wonder what they're going to do, because to me, The Last of Us felt like one of those games that didn't need a sequel.
I just love that The Last of Us 2 had a boss fight that I didn't want to do. It was the first time I'd ever experienced something like that.
Was it the Rat King?
No, the fight at the end.
Oh, okay. I guess we're still not spoiling that.
I don't know.
Well, one thing I did learn from Last of Us 2 is that playing guitar without all your fingers is hard.
Team member offline.
I suppose, in a way, Last of Us 2 does have two endings. Because if you really wanted to, you could just finish when Ellie returns to the house the first time. You could finish your game there, and that's it. You wouldn't necessarily have to carry on.
One thing Last of Us 2 did do that I will forever be grateful for, though, is it introduced us to Fat Geralt.
I have seen that.
Needs help.
Those memes are so good.
Did try to play that game The Way Out, and you're right, Tim. You need two people to play that one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's co-op only, that one. It looks good though, but
Is that the prison game, or am I getting it confused with something else?
yeah, it's prison one.
Enemy is down to one.
I wanted to play it because the trailer looks good. I thought, well, I wouldn't mind trying it, but now another person.
Enemy is still active. Stay alert. Enemies inbound.
Hey Tim, come here for a second.
Well, that was a bit rude.
It's gone dark.
I had to fight with the wrong guys.
Team member is hurt.
I don't mind that phantoms can instantly kill you, but I kind of wish they made like a noise or something so you knew they were around. Like every other enemy, like Atlases and Scions and Brutes, they make noise when they move around so you know they're there. But phantoms just, they're invisible and they always just sneak up on you.
That's what happened to me.
Kind of defeats the object though, doesn't it, if they tell you that they're there. Them being a phantom and all.
Whenever you're fighting, Tim, I don't care. The guy with the jump rope.
He's the bad guy from Iron Man 2.
Team member offline.
Please don't tell me it's just
Oh,
me.
he likes Tim.
Oh, it was just me.
Likes Tim.
Oh no! Wave 9.
See, this is what. That's why you bring a couple metagels.
Oh, I did.
I don't think I used one all round, and then just getting stabbed 2 seconds into the wave because the Phantom was just there.
Right, guys, I'm afraid I am going to have to go because my son is rather upset. So I have to go and see to him and try and get him to sleep. So thank you all for coming and hanging out. Thank you, Dark Voice. Thank you, Hot Dog, for the Destiny 2 lore. Thank you, Hollywood Guy, for popping in and popping out and popping in back in again. Giovanni, it's nice to see you. Jumpy Popcorn, thank you very much for hanging out in the chat and the background there. I know you were watching. Space Ghost was here as well. Thank you so much, and thank you to my team, who were amazing. And that was Curtis, the service guy, and Takes to Know. So we shall be back again next week, hopefully on time this time. And yeah, hope you have a great week, and I'll see you on the Saturday. Oh, no, Tuesday. We'll be back Tuesday for some Andromeda. We'll continue some Andromeda story. So, I'll find my right button here. Hope to see you then.
Been fun, Tim.
Yeah, take care, everyone.
Take care.
Hey, Tim. Hey, Tim.
Yeah.
You ever tried multiplayer on Andromeda yet?
Yeah, I have. I think we tried it very early on in one of the streams, and I didn't really like it as much as the trilogy. I mean, we can do it again if the want's there, that's for sure.
I tried it
So-
the other day, and it's kind of tough by yourself on that one. So.
Okay, we'll have a chat a bit on a Discord and see what the consensus is. So, yeah, take it easy, and I'll see you all on Tuesday, hopefully.
Okie dokie. Have a good one, Tim.